Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer, and welcome to your weekly peace report. Um, yeah, this is a little bit surreal because I didn't realize this is actually part of a weekly event that I've been wanting to do for a while until I made that special announcement, and some of y'all actually caught on. This is interesting. This is still not working. Huh. But the broadcast started. Huh. Oh, there we go. Never mind, we're online. Alrighty. So, looks like these technical difficulties are not going to stop us. And that's amazing. So, shout out to everyone in the chat. Can y'all see me? It looks like it's still yes, all right, y'all can see me. Woo! See? They try to stop us. They try to stop us. They can't stop us. They cannot stop us. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I want to make sure y'all can see and hear me before I resume. Uh, Good morning. I definitely wanted to just express interest in how amazing this is because someone had mentioned it in the special announcement. This is like a Sunday gathering. So I know this is a weekly peace report. But I want you to see this as a sacred space that we can all join. And you know what I'm saying? Have fun and really relate. So I definitely want to see y'all getting busy in the comment section. Please keep in mind, for those of you who stay tuned, we will have a short Q&A. If y'all have any questions about this week, let me, so yeah, I entitled this video Frame Wars Part 2. Given that it's Aquarius season and given that we have so much to actually like represent with who we are, it's gonna get a little ugly, but it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. All I gotta say though, regarding all this is that be very mindful. Forgive me for multitasking right now, but and I'm gonna get in the gear real quick. I want to actually share this link so we can get more people live. But yeah, first of all, I'd like to ask you all, like, what has been your experience with this new moon so far? Because a great part of this week is really making sure you're able to stand up firm in not only what you believe in, but most importantly, who you are. Because, you know, moving forward into Pisces season, there's going to be a powerful preponderance of making sure you're actually on board with this new narrative, with this ability to, at some level, even like carry on who you are and not let other people like talk down or dismiss you for it. Let me tell you why I titled this video Frame Wars, because as I always say, we are in the midst of spiritual warfare. And this is one of those weeks where you seriously realize that all these people who you feel are naive are really just playing dumb. All these people who act like they're playing the victim, all these people who act like there's this like certain thing that you might be doing that's a bit too wild for them, be very mindful. This is one of the most important weeks to practice discernment, because once again, like I said, you're really going to be extraordinarily reminded that not everything is as it seems, and not everybody is who they say they are. Once again, not everybody is who they say they even are. So, first of all, for those of you who are just joining us live right now, thank you very much. This is a new version of the weekly peace reports I do. For those of you who've been tuning in, you know I go in every week. Now this is my opportunity to do this with y'all. So make sure you join everyone in the comment section. Shout out to Gemini Airbender in the building. Shout out to Tammy Vamby. Shout out to Holly Sherwood. Shout out to 11182514522. Shout out to Lily Black Willow, K Martin, Elizabeth, JP. We got Darian. We got Coco Nuts, Coco Nuts 14, Joe, Chris, Jazzy. We got Helen. I see all y'all. If I didn't say your name too. Essence, what's good? What's up, BJ? What's up? Oh snap 910. That's what it do. I really want to emphasize more the communal part of this. I really do see this as like a new age church. One day I'm gonna have the building, but for now we can all, this could be our building, this online community. So I want to make this less about the astrology and more about us chilling in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? Really talking a lot. What's up, Lovely? What's up, Miss CC? What's up, Kat? What's up, Archangel Love? All right. So, this is definitely think about even the timing of this. This is the first time we're doing this is Aquarius season, where we all as illumined individual beings come together and pull our energy. So a very great way to think about this is a great day every week to charge your energy. I'm going to invite all of you to settle your energy, whether you want to call this prayer or tuning in. Let's all tune into each other's vibrations, and let's all usher in peace. Right now, what we'll do is we're going to take advantage of all of our collective energy, and for the rest of the week, we're going to manifest peace and happiness. So right now, tune in. Everything that you want to experience this week, we're pulling our energy so that we can do so. Take as much time as you need. I intend for all of us to really break through into who we truly are. I intend for all of us to feel peace this week that's almost borderline miraculous. I definitely intend for all of us to really gain a great sense of how we can all connect with each other and all that greatness. Ruth Cole says we need a hymn, and I really do agree. We need to come up with some like special hymn that we can sing every week. I have a nomination. Sing after me if you know it. To the windows, to the walls, to the sweat drop down my balls. All these females crawl. Oh, ski, 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 ski. Oh, ski, ski. Yeah. No, I'm just joking. I'm not Chris Rock or anything, but that was our Sunday hymn. Join us next time when we have an even more rigorous hymn. Those of you who have hymn ideas, really don't hesitate to, you know what I'm saying? Contribute. We can definitely sing along. To the windows, to the walls. So yeah, it's definitely amazing. I shuffled this deck before I showed you the cards that I was going to pull. Sorry, that I was going to show you for the theme of the week. And that is the Magician. I guess I did the wrong song. I need to find holier songs to sing. Okay, so we have the Magician. Actually, what we can do too, we might not do this next week, but Google Hangouts gives me the opportunity to play along some music, like off of YouTube. So what we can do next week, come with some music. After we do the Q&A, come with some music. I'll play it on the YouTube. We could just jam out before we finish. But we have the magician, okay? The magician is saying that this is a powerful intention that you're going to be moving forward with this week. The moon is in Virgo. It's going to enter Libra. We have 2 weeks, my friends. This is the fated countdown. And this Ace of Swords is you taking your sword, you taking your frame, and not letting others trample upon it. So, in a nutshell, what is a frame? For those who are familiar, a frame is, in a sense, a certain psychological mental construct that you set for yourself. So a frame or a presupposition I can set for myself is, I am worthy, I am blessed, I am beautiful. This is a frame, a contextual framework that I mentally make with my mind and affirm with my emotions. Joe Chris said, play Big Sean's new album. I might play No Favors. We'll see. But yeah, make it a very this contextual framework that you build in your head is a frame, right? It's an actual context. The reason why I call this Frameworks 2.0 is that you want to take this week to be mindful of all the frames you set. The first level of this war is making sure that you're not setting any frames in your life that hold you back. Some of you have frames that you set up that lie to you and say, I'm not worthy. I'm not worth love. I don't deserve what I want. These are frames that you may tell yourself in the form of thoughts and feelings every day. The reason why it's important to actually change your frame into something that's positive for you is because this is where the frame wars come in. Now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all may follow, some of y'all may follow me on Magic Mike, but you know, I'm not Magic Mike. This is the peace dealer. So there's a whole bunch I could get away with saying here that I can't say now. You know, much elsewhere. Do you believe in aliens? This is something that I tried to say the other weekly peace report. I mean, the weekly horoscope. Like, do you believe in aliens? Are you about this spiritual life? Because this is one of the most important frames that Aaliyah, remember, he's a Gemini, y'all. Don't distract him too much. That's funny. A lot of y'all need to really set important frames that really tell your subconscious, hey, this spiritual life that you're on the fence about is more real than you even know. So this is very important. Like there's a galactic warfare being fought over your mind, over your soul, over your spirit, okay? If you think about the gods and the goddesses who created us so that we can worship them, all right? There's a small parable where Persephone and Demeter, basically Ceres' daughter got taken by the Lord of the Underworld, and she got in a fit. She was like, how dare you take my daughter? I miss her so much. I'm not even gonna let crops grow. Screw y'all, stupid ass humans. I'm taking this out on you. You know what I'm saying? Not even the humans, just the world. Like, she didn't take it out on humans. Shout out to H. Wayner, who believes in drugs. Holler at your boy. I'm an eighth houser myself. But anyway, yeah, please keep this in mind. Like, when Demeter got sad and like plants weren't growing, the gods and goddesses are like, we need to do something, because if we don't have crops, the humans are gonna die and we need their worship. So there's a check and balance here. You know what I'm saying? Worship your energy. Your energy is what higher beings feed off of. The Leo King said it best. There's always going to be someone who feeds off of you. Who are you feeding? What you feed grows bigger and gives more prominence. This, once again, those of you who do the 33-day ritual, this once again talks about you having to be mindful of who you're feeding your energy, okay? Be very, very, very mindful. There's a galactic warfare being fought over your mind, who you invest your energy to, all right? We don't have much time until these galactics come in 2020 and 2023. Those of you watching Dragon Ball Z and you're thinking Frieza is just a fictional character, there's galactic overlords in space right now who are just, you know, they're not even waiting. They're like, oh, well, humanity hasn't gotten their Pluto and Aquarius activation, so we can't come yet and test them. Yeah, okay. So there's DNA that's activating Saltech eccentric services in the building, and Cross-Eyed Kitty. It's really going down this week. I really have been saying some of you are going to get abducted. Some of you watching this have already gotten abducted. You've been in a dream. You had an encounter in your dreams. If I want to be honest, like the best way for aliens to encounter you is through your dreams, because aliens are Aquarius, and what's next to Aquarius? Pisces. So you know what I'm saying? Don't think that they're going to come physically when they can just astral project, because they can do that too. But keep that in mind. Who are you feeding? Who are you identifying yourself as, and what is your frame? Because you watching this, you need to stop lying to yourself. You are an illumined and strong awakened being. Some of you may not be super awakened as you may want to be, but you are definitely awakened enough. Thank you, Lulu, for complimenting the beard. And really, really keep this in mind. Like, they're going to be individuals who, as soon as you make a frame, they're here to break it. I've been talking about frame wars for a while now, and I think I even mentioned it in my World War Zero series, which, once again, stay tuned. The moon in the Aries is going to come out Monday and Tuesday, respectively. But there's going to be more World War Zero episodes as well. What frame are you setting when you go out there and you automatically make the frame, I am eternally worthy? As soon as you do that, there are other beings that are ready to combat and test that frame through experience, through doubt, so that you stand up. Because some people, they say affirmations, they set frames, and then when it comes to actually act it out, they back down. All right? Just like you have spirit guides that help you. Shout out to Joe in the building. We talked about this when we had a peace session. There's spirit guides that help you, and then there's spirits that are specifically destined to tempt you, to make you meet that person that you're not supposed to meet, that's going to get you into your addictions, all right? There's spirit guides that are going to help you get into your power. Jeremy asked, when will humans evolve superpowers? Humans have been evolving superpowers since the late 1800s and before, but it's happening more at mass because the programming done and the frame wars done in the Dark Ages are now eradicating. Now there's a new galactic frame that's going to be set up. This is very important, guys. I'm going to predict some stuff that's going to happen in the next 2 years. You're going to see a predominance of two major religions sweep the whole world. The first religion is to distract the younger generation. The second religion is to distract those who don't have a strong mental focus. The first one is the virtual reality culture. Give it about like 4 years. They're testing it now. So many people, and by religion, I say way of life. Religion is a way of life. So everyone who says that religion is bad, then you're saying that there should be no ninth house. Chris Strickland is in the building. What's up? I'm telling you right now, like, there's things are not as they seem, my friends. Like, a religion is a way of life. It's the ninth house. So religion isn't bad, but the war has been over the ninth house. That's why you see Sagittarius is all fidgety, like, I can't use my powers or I'll get discovered, all right? Sagittarius is like a true double agent. They know there's a lot they don't tell you that they know, because Sagittarius is one of the signs that, it's funny that Aaron even asked Virgo's role in all this, because Virgo is the actual only sign who's in a position to change and save everything. Very important question. Sagittarius is one of the only signs that if they truly act awakened, the government could murk them, because they saw what happened to Gemini, who just says stuff like JFK did, like Tupac, like Biggie did, like Edward Snowden. I don't know if Edward Snowden is a Gemini, but that's Geminian energy, you know, blowing the whistle. They murk you. They murk you, and it's been going on, all right? Mia asks, how can you tell between good and bad spirits? Such a good question. You feel it. There's an inner discernment that your soul will say. And this is very important because when an angel appears in front of you, a lot of you are about to have direct visitations by beings. And some of these beings are going to shine very bright. Lulu asked, what if your sun is in the ninth? It's similar, but it's not the same as being a Sag. Good question. Some of these beings are going to come down very, very, very bright. And they're going to be like, I come from God and I'm here to bring peace. But they're devils and they're demons and they're evil spirits. There might be a demon who comes in their true form, because demons don't play. Demons aren't really as deceptive as angels can be. So demons will just come blah straight out. Some of them look really good too, and they usually carry more sexual aura, and they'll let you know, like, yeah, I'm a demon, what's up, are you ready to work? And you have to shed. This Aquarius is shedding your old things you've been taught. Oh, Snowden is a Gemini. See? And what do you see what they do to us Geminis? All we do is tell the truth for the people. And this is how they do us. But anyway, it is what it is. Like, you have to be very mindful. Forget everything you've learned about these beings, because now all you're going to have is your own experience. All right? Some of you, people will tell you demons are bad, but you're a demon. So demons love you and they rock with you. And there's nothing wrong if you're a demon, just like there's nothing wrong if you're an angel. All right? You need to understand, discriminating against demons and discriminating against angels is like discriminating against Black people or white people or Asian people. It's just a class of beings, all right? Just like there's good angels and bad angels, there's good demons and bad demons. This is the kind of ideology that you want to have, because not everyone that calls himself an angel or a fairy, it has your best interests, all right? Very important. The ninth house, like I was saying, they're already beta testing virtual reality, because they're going to have virtual reality consoles. And just like the people in the old generation were like, you people never get off your phone. You people never get off your phone. We're going to be like to the younger heads, you never get out of this reality. Virtual reality is the advent of Neptune and Pisces, the complete disassociation from reality, where you don't even have to leave your house because your whole world is in a virtual reality. Think about how many of us still do this. Me, myself, I spend a majority of my time in front of the computer. I rarely go out. I rarely go out and be social. Jupiter is in Libra, so you'll see me going out. Honestly, for those of you who want to know why maybe you're a bit hermitish, it has nothing to do with you. If Saturn and Jupiter is transiting your 1st to 6th house, you're not going to go out that much until it goes to the 5th and 6th. Once it starts to transit your 7th and higher, then you're going to find yourself out in the community. So there's a trick out there. But yeah, there's going to be a total immersion into this virtual reality culture that's going to disassociate people completely from reality. And this younger generation is going to fall for it, because a lot of you will too. Like, it's going to be so amazing. Like, the virtual reality technology they're going to have in 4 years. It's like, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do this? This is a prophecy right now, because late 2018 into 2019, you're going to see so many people falling for this. You must know your frame. You must know your frame. There are going to be some dumb fucks coming out here. They're very smart. They're very intelligent. They're going to preach this new age prosperity gospel, like, oh, peace, love. Oh, you're not supposed to hate others. You're supposed to have peace. Oh, don't worry. You can astral project. We're spiritual. It's going to deceive everybody. And if you don't go to this organization, you're probably going to go to this other school of thought. It's going to be 2 primary school of thoughts that everyone's going to like, because this is going to be in a period 3 years from now where everyone is like disengaging from Christianity. Everyone's disengaging from like, Sword Art Online. Shout out to Jay Leaves in the building. Everyone's disengaging from Islam, other religions. All right, a lot of these kids are growing older. They want to know what to follow. Bam. These galactic aliens are going to come through in human vessels and use certain humans to introduce this new doctrine and gospel. This happens every time in the cycle of life. This is nothing new. Those people who are tired of church, it's going to happen again, but just in a new age way. Trust me, okay? It's deceptive because they're going to preach new age. They're going to preach things that you'd be dumb. Like you're either going to be this one or that one, and if you're not there, people are going to look at you like, what's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with these trains of thoughts. You should be this train of thought, really. And it's almost like Republicans and Democrats, but it's going to be new age. Trust me. Those of you who know yourself will be able to see through the half-truths, because there are going to be a lot of half-truths. And just because things seem positive doesn't mean they truly are. It's going to be so deceptive, though, because there's not really going to be things that they're doing that's so bad. And it's going to last until Neptune's out of Pisces. The virtual reality cults, you know what I'm saying? Disassociating people, reality, people. See, it's a double-edged sword, because the virtual reality, some people will be able to integrate social skills through the virtual reality programs. It's like Sims, where people will have virtual reality where they're out in real life and develop real life skills and can apply it in the real life. So some people will be able to do so. Most people won't. Just think of how many people are on their phone and have sucked. Like, some people won't even care about reality. They're just going to live in a virtual world. This is going to be a 15-year culture that's going to start like 2020, 2025. Like, trust me. So Mia asked, how do we hold our frame? Great question. We will do this. Shia asked, has anyone told you that you look Egyptian? You know what is very interesting? Someone did. I uploaded a new profile picture, and someone said that it reminded them of like an Egyptian pharaoh. And this was like right after I had like a past life regression where someone was like saying that. So I don't know. That was quite the synchronicity. But yeah, we're going to talk about how to maintain your frame. You're going to see me come out with a lot of, suicide prevention videos, because the next call, and this is all about the frame wars. If you keep your frame, you will not fall for this dumb shit. The next cult that's going to be very dangerous, and it's going to target your kids. It's going to target those of you who are depressed, and it's going to target a whole lot that people who don't have strong will. And these are the suicide cults. Okay, this is everything that I'm talking about is a distortion of the 9th and 12th house, where you take half-truths. You take things that are real and truthful from the 3rd and 6th house, and you twist it to derive false meanings. A lot of false prophets are going to come up, all right? Even me, myself, as the peace dealer, I have to make sure I practice what I preach so that I don't come across as a false prophet myself. This is very important. This is why I say everybody can get it. In fact, you know what I'm saying? I hold myself, I think I could be a bit arrogant, but if even me myself, if I do anything that is out of line, even I can get it too. I should also be held accountable. I need to get my asshole ripped anew. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get my asshole ripped anew if I need to actually, like, be put in check. I'm not going to be one of these people out here saying everything I say is right, everyone else is wrong. Hold me accountable. But all I'm saying is that, there's a great, powerful emphasis, especially with these suicide cults, that are going to so very profoundly deceive a lot, because these people, their game is going to be tight. I want you to think about the other suicide cult that happened, I think, in the 70s and 80s with like the Paradise or the Heaven Squad that convinced people to drink some tea and poison themselves. This one's going to be even more sinister, guys, because these people are going to be like, oh, no. Death is just the passing on. Like, just because you die doesn't mean that you're going to actually pass on. They're going to convince a lot of kids. They're going to convince people. They're going to go to people dying of AIDS. They're going to go to people dying of cancer so that they can tie a euthanasia theme to it. And they're going to convince people to kill themselves so that they can ascend. This is going to be a popular thought. Right now, it may not seem like that. This is gonna be a very popular thought, and you have to be careful because it's gonna deceive many. All right, and people are gonna be like, and their game's gonna be tight, so they can astral project And they're going to teach people to astral project. They're going to teach people to actually meditate. And then they'll show people, they'll be like, see, you left your body. There's no such thing as death. All you have to do is kill yourself. This is just an illusion. You have to free yourself. This is your power. Kill it, choosing the right time to die. It's going to deceive so many people. And the sinister thing about this is that it's an elaborate plot. Not every cult will be able to have this, and there will be too many, but some cults will get some people, have them drink something to kill themselves, and then they'll use their body and implant a spirit in it. So it's an elaborate plot to steal bodies and to possess them with negative vibrational entities. And then the other person will come back healed, like, oh my gosh. Like, they won't tell anyone that they died. And then there's so many people that this is happening to right now, outside of the whole suicide cult thing too. There's so many people that this is happening to now, as far as like, without people killing themselves. There's so many people that spirits have just invaded. And now they kicked the spirit that owns the body into the shadow realm. And so you think you're seeing the new person, but it's a totally different soul inside the person. And most people don't even know other people to know that there's certain subtle characteristics that changed. Meanwhile, that person's real soul is in anguish. Some of you have exorcist destinies. Some of you have already met vampires. Some of you have already met lycanthropes. And you're starting to actually see these spirits inside people. Some of you have your Mercury and Pisces conjunct Jupiter. Some of you have your sun in the 8th house, and you're seeing their physical vessel, but you're also sensing an extra entity within people. And you don't know how to actually set your frame so you know how to, combat or understand this. Worry not. This is what this new moon in Aquarius and this new moon in Pisces, that it is going to actually unveil for you. I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm not here to be the person who's going to try and ground this in this reality. This reality is changing and shifting more than we could ever know. This reality is up in 2 weeks when we have this new moon in Pisces with the sun, moon, Mercury, and Neptune. This is actually coming into a new divine experience. Imagine through this, JP mentions reptilians. You know what I'm saying? This is an 8-degree new moon in Aquarius and Pisces. Do you believe in succubi, incubi, and reptilians? There's some people that if you say reptilians exist, they will laugh at your face. All right? Can you blame them? It's a pretty odd theory. It sounds downright stupid, but what is your frame? Do you believe in incubi and energetic beings that drain your substances? They don't have to be corporeal ghosts. This could be an actual habitual pattern that we can call a demon, right? Some people mention the Mandela effect. There's so many, influences that are starting to overlap with our reality that we can't necessarily just push to the side because they're influencing you directly in the moment. Shout out to Cross-Eyed Kitty in the building. Yeah, Puffin asks, what's good? What about good walk-ins? Those of you asking questions, some of you are asking really good questions right now. Please wait until we get to the Q&A because I don't want to really miss some of your questions. We will have a Q&A. I'm going to draw some tarot cards later per sign. And Chris Strickland said there's reptilians in the astrology community. Yes, there are. One thing to keep in mind, though, we all have a reptilian brain. So just like I said, there's good angels and good demons and bad angels and bad demons. Not every reptilian is good or bad. In fact, the proper term isn't even reptilian. That's like seeing it's like a wrong form of calling someone a race. It's like seeing a black person and calling them the N-word, right? Reptilian is just like a slang term. So keep that in mind and try not to take this too literally as well. A lot of this is symbolic as well as it is literal. So please keep that in mind. Really make sure you keep your questions though, because I do want to make this every week so that you're straight for the week, right? So once again, Frame Wars 2.0. Let's remember, guys, Mars and Venus is in Aries. So if you're not checking bitches left and right, what's wrong with you? Are you gonna let them check you? Some people don't even have the right to check you. You have been doing such amazing soul work. You're seeing people do the same things over and over and like not even work on their soul, and you're gonna let them talk to you. You're gonna let them look down on you as if you don't know the stuff that spirit has personally told you. Aries is in front of Pisces because Aries defends spirit. Aries defends that intuitive Pisces nature within us, right? The divine masculine seated in the glory, the emperor. That's actually the card of Aries. So keep this in mind. Like, just because we've been taught that just because you may get hostile sometimes, that's automatically savage, that you have to be diplomatic, you have to handle matters in a civil way. Well, sometimes people will use a civil context and a happy face, but vibrationally they'll be trying to change your frame, they'll be trying to change your emotions. And that's why some of you on a spiritual level get angry and you don't know why. You need to roll with that. You're not just irrationally getting angry. You're not just irrationally, you know what I'm saying, feeling bipolar. You're reacting and responding to emotional vibrational stimuli. Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. Like, there's no BS this time. Like, you shouldn't let anyone change your frame. So when you make and set the frame that you are an eternally worthy being, the spirit guides that I said work against you, fight in order to basically change that. The spirit guides that help you fight to reinforce that frame, because you are the creator of your reality. Uranus is in Aries, Saturn is in Sagittarius. So there's an actual break and release and seal being released from our lives, to where we're shifting the control we have in our lives to our hearts instead of our minds. And instead of other beings we've given the power to. So no longer could you pray to your angels, and no longer could you pray to your angels or God or whatever and expect stuff to happen. You have to make it happen yourself. You're co-creating. You're not asking anyone. You're co-creating, okay? Whatever you say is creating. That's why I had the Magician card. This is your frame. You have to take this seriously. Saturn is in Sagittarius, making sure that you take this 100% seriously, all right? As we start off the week, the moon is going to be in Virgo. Set your frames. Who are you? Right now in the comment section, set your frames. Say as much frames as you want. Every single frame that you set, everyone in the comment section, we're affirming it with you, all right? I want to really emphasize this whole community theme that we have. For all these people who are trying to act like social media makes you less social, how stupid is that? People have not really understood the grasp of how we're evolving sociality, number one. So if you're not balancing it with going out, okay, but don't let these people tell you. Some of you go hard on this internet stuff. You reach out and you connect with people and you change lives. Don't let these other jealous people tell you that you have no life, all right? Some of you are being social right now. This right here, some of you, this is literally the only outlet that you have. And that's not bad. Make sure you can take time to also balance this by going out in your third house, but you know what I'm saying? It's totally fine. And whatever frames that you set, you must keep it. Your mission is to keep this frame until the new moon in Pisces and beyond, really, but you keep it in your head. Know, once we get into the moon in Libra, the next day and tomorrow, it's going to be a warfare. All right, you're going to be hit by all angles. Nonverbal communication, verbal communication. I have people saying, I am love. Shea says, Blashin says, I'm reliable. Blasian. Lily says, I am truth. Blasian says, I am healed. Karen says, I manifest effortlessly. Mama says, I am triumphant. Nameless says, I am everything. You're maintaining this frame moving forward, all right? When you have a conversation with someone and they indirectly come at you, and it's like, are you letting their friend, because not everyone trying to change your frame is like some evil enemy, all right? Moon in Libra has a lot to do with debating, all right? You want to spend today working on your frame, because the 13th and the 14th And the 15th at that are going to be the 13th, 14th, and 15th are going to be the debate days where you're now sharing your frames with others. You're walking into class, you're walking to the store with the frame set. I am amazing. I am healthy, right? If you're healthy, you're going to show that in your being. You're smiling. You're amazing. You're living your frame. And then the frame warriors are going to come out and you're going to get hit with that text message that's like, oh my gosh, so-and-so is talking about you. Are you going to let that get in the way of your frame? Because this is a frame war. This is not a frame game. This is a frame war. You have to understand that every single time you make the conscious decision to raise your vibration and to be positive, there are now enemies who come in the form of friends, who come in the form of frenemies, who come in the form of negative thoughts, negative behaviors, negative habitual patterns that will instantly seek to bring your vibration down. Because that's just how the game goes. And when you see those people, hold love in your heart for them because they have agreed and decided to test you on that frame. That doesn't mean you still won't clap back at them. You're going to hold love in your heart and then you're going to clap back with that Mars and Aries. And you know what I'm saying? You can smack someone in the face with love in your heart. You can just be like, I love you. Now catch this fade. You can do that. It's called balance. All right. Make sure you're able to balance very well because trust me when I say the 13th, 14th, and 15th, this moon in Libra is going to attract a lot of frenemies. You know how there's some frenemies who they're a bit too foolish. I'm sorry. They don't have the guts to come in your face and come direct. That's why I respect Aries. Like Aries, sometimes you overdo this and you just look like a complete savage, but I don't care because Aries will go to your face and be like, I know you was talking shit. What you gonna do? In fact, Aries won't even say that. Aries will be like, I know you was talking shit. This is what I'm gonna do. With love in my heart, because you always have to have love in your heart before you whoop someone's ass. Otherwise, it just won't be right. But I'm just telling you, like, the moon's in Libra, so you know how that other side does, where it's like they have something they have. Cancer does this a little bit too. They have something they're mad at you about, but they're not going to directly bring it up. They're just going to mention it here and there. Make sure you are mindful of people who are sneak dissing you, coming at you sideways. When you notice it, call it out, all right? You know those people who you can tell on an internal level they're dissing you, but you call them out on it and they're like, why are you so serious? Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? Don't make that stop making you mad. Bring out your righteous fire and call out that BS, all right? This is not a frame game. This is a frame war, and people are going to be playing games, all right? If they can get you to laugh it in and be like, ha, 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 you're crazy, yo. You believe in all these aliens and you believe in all these freaking beings. Come on, snap back to reality. And if you know what I'm saying? That's a frame attack. That's a frame attack. They're using the vehicle of laughter to try and dumb you down. What you gonna do? Are you gonna laugh back and be like, haha, no, bro, I really do believe in these aliens? That's a frame game. This is a frame war, homie. Nah, son, who are you? Who are you in my friend right now? I know you're using my friend right now to try and convince me otherwise. Look, if you're not looking crazy as shit, if you're not looking batshit crazy, you're doing something wrong. That's why a lot of people are just going to, a lot of people are going to be deceived. If you're not looking batshit crazy, look, Venus, Mars, and Uranus is in Aries. If you're not looking batshit crazy, you're doing something wrong. All right? I'm not saying you have to flip tables. Think of it this way. This is the climate we're in. There's a lot of messed up stuff happening in the world, and more people care about the new episode of Empire or Power than they care about actually outreaching and giving out back to the community. All right. So this Uranus energy in Aries is like, why aren't you mad? Why aren't you crazy at what's going on? Why are you normal? So it's trying to zap people, right? Jay Lee said, don't let them convince you crazy is bad. Thank you very much. Like, you have to be willing to clap back. Some of you, you're good at this. but you may feel like you're doing too much. You're not doing too much. You're not doing enough. Some of you, you're too nice. This has been one of my problems. This has been a problem of mine. Some of you, you're too nice. Like, you're very compassionate. You have Cancer energy. It's like, you know, you can like finish this person in an instant, but it's like, no, I don't want any conflict. I don't want any drama. Be careful. These succubi and incubi love you because you never fight back, because you let people walk all over you. Be careful. Be very careful, because it's serious this week. We're walking in to a spiritual portal that is the new moon in Pisces. The frames that you're setting are going to literally magically, all right? Magically. I don't want to say it's going to happen by this, and magically. It's going to frustrate your logic like any Pisces does so well. Change your situation and walk you into a portal that's going to shed the old reality construct and awaken and unlock the internal life that you have been holding space for so that it can permeate. All right. Some of you already know that you're related to Thor. Some of you already know that you're the incarnation of a galactic overlord from the planet Sirius B. Some of you already know that you're an earth angel here to spread love, light, and illumination. All right. So you need to walk into this new moon with that. Everything that's the old reality. Because you're walking in with your true spiritual self. That's why these frame wars are so important. Not only, shout out to Lily, who said, just made that incubi my bitch. That is so possible. Like, those of you dealing with these negative energetic substances, you're trying to cast them away and they're not going away. It's because you're supposed to make them your bitch. That's because you're supposed to make them do your bidding. Especially if you have like Capricorn, Scorpio energy, they're not going to go away. It's like Ichigo's dark side. Like, you have to put it in place, because they're only reflections of your own inner darkness. So as long as you have a shadow, they can't go away, but you can make that shadow your bitch. Anyway, all I'm saying is be very mindful of the frames you set. You're making frames, but you're also making frames about your true spiritual self. Okay? I am magic. And the rules of logic don't have to apply to me, and I can create my own reality as I will. That simple frame is going to invite so much debate, so much unbelief, and you owe it to other people to stick by your frame, because you sticking by your frame is what's going to change things for the better. All right? You owe it to yourself to stick it to your frame. There's nothing wrong with debating and learning other people's frames of reference, like Brandy said. You know what I'm saying? You may find that, hey, your frame actually changes because somebody changes your frame to a better frame and helps you see something even better. Some of you may be having the frame of, I'm not worthy. And then your friend, who's a spirit guide or a friend, starts to tell you, no, you are worthy. Look at how these people love you, and it changes your frame. So definitely keep that in mind. Once the moon goes into Scorpio on the 16th, 17th, and leaves on the 18th, you're going to be more horny than you've ever been. Some of you may actually break dry spells. When the moon is in Scorpio and Sagittarius, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for sex, so that you can sexually charge your energy to prepare for this new moon. This doesn't have to be romantic sex. I do not advocate at all whatsoever for mindless one-night stands and to really like have sex with just anyone. But some of you may have opportunities to have one-night stands when the moon is in Scorpio and Sagittarius. Just know it is divinely ordained, okay? This is one of those exceptions. Some of you will have opportunities to have like random crazy sex with someone you know or someone you've never met. Take it, do it, trust me, just do it. Don't even attach to it. Some of you have already had the sex, cool. Know that every sex that you have, shout out to Obi and Christy in the building and Micah and Tiki Goddess, know that every time you have sex from now to the new moon in Pisces, you have to willingly, consciously direct that energy towards what your frame is. This is why I said, some of you, the universe is just going to throw you in random sexual situations. Like, you're just going to be minding your own business, and then someone takes you out, then you didn't even want to go out, and then all of a sudden 3 hours later you had the best sex ever, and then you're trying to kick the person that you had out, like, all right, bye. But or not, you know. That's and it's you ladies who are going to be kicking the dudes out too. Don't get twisted. But yeah, keep that in mind. It's going to get really hot and heavy. Katrina Brown said, is masturbating okay too? Hey, it's your body. Very good question. Make sure that if you masturbate, you do it consciously, because you bringing yourself to a point of climax and then actually alchemizing that energy will be good through sex, or whether you have sex or not. Nameless said, is sex the only way to transfer that energy? Great question. No, not all of you will be having sex, all right? My unlucky ass, I get cock blocked by spirit guys all the time, so I'd have to be lucky if I have sex, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like, those of you who do have sex, though, this is an extremely karmic period. We're in a portal right now, and we're entering another portal. So really, 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 really keep this in mind. The moon in Scorpio is going to really uncover deep occult truths about the frames you're setting, so that you can gain an emotional depth of how to feel through this. The moon is going to be in Sagittarius now from the 18th, 19th, and 20th. On the 20th, when the moon conjuncts Saturn, this is going to be important, because you're making a final decision over how much you believe in your frame. All right. A very important thing about these frame wars is that you're putting yourself out there as soon as you set these frames. You're now identifying who you are. And once you put yourself out there, everyone has a seventh house. You're going to see who your friends are, your frenemies are, your real enemies, your hidden enemies. The moon in Sagittarius is going to help uncover all the hidden enemies that you have in your life. Some of you have too many frenemies and hidden enemies, because we don't live in the 60s or 70s where people were a lot more honorable and really didn't mind bringing it to Front Street. Even the 80s. We live in a time where there's a lot of passive aggressive, antisocial people who really have no idea. Shout out to Lana Likes You in the building, and Andrew Curtis, and Allah Divine Love, who have no idea how to actually be upfront and talk to people in their face instead of talking shit behind their backs. Allah says, what else other than sex? Meditation, really. Meditation and exercise, and really revving your energy. Family can be haters too. But yeah, my friend. And once again, save your questions for after, just in case. I don't want to miss any. And yeah, please keep this in mind, because given these frames, given what you're setting for yourself, there's a whole lot that's going to finally be shifted, because a lot will come to light, and you're going to see justice finally. You're going to see people who felt like they could pull strings from behind the scenes get completely exposed. This is the 2-week period where you not only connect with your twin flame, and you not only connect with your divine partner, but it's also the 2-week period that you start to see who's behind the curtain, and you find out that the Wizard of Oz is just some giant troll. This is what's going to change why you have to reorganize your frame. And yes, I did say it. This is going to be the next 2 weeks that you connect with your divine partner. Please keep this in mind. The most important thing for you to understand is that you don't necessarily need to label this connection with your divine partner, because some of you are going to find that this divine partner might be single. Some of you may find that this divine partner may be in a relationship. And when you connect with this divine partner, this is going to be the next couple of weeks where some of you are like completely flabbergasted because that person that you have been feeling was your partner since like 2011 that you've given up on, suddenly they get it. Suddenly you get it. Suddenly it just happens. And you're quickly going to realize, Elizabeth says it's already happening, you're quickly going to realize that it doesn't matter what you both label each other as. You're not even going to see each other as, you know, husband, wifey, girlfriend, boyfriend. You're going to see each other as each other. Some of you are going to see that your partner is with someone, and instead of attaching, you're going to be so happy. You're going to be like, wow, I'm glad you found someone to love, because you're going to feel so connected anyway. All that you're going to get it finally. And you're going to actually establish a connection, because moving into the new moon in Pisces, it's time for that new reality. We're entering a whole new world. I'm having a deja vu right now because I've literally experienced this moment before. And when I say we're walking into a new reality, we're really not walking into a new reality. All right. And it's one that's going to bring to light all the unconscious, super conscious influences that you were not aware of before, because we were busy developing our ego consciousness. All right. Over the course of these next 2 weeks, especially after the moon's in Sag, so much is going to shift. So much that you didn't even think was possible is going to shift and just happen and occur just because. Another reason why I'm like, be very mindful about what it is you're framing, all right? We're starting this week off with the moon in Virgo. We're ending this week off with the moon in Sagittarius. So definitely know that we're shifting in an Aquarius season from transforming how we perceive this reality to how we share the meaning of this with our collective friends in our soul groups. So I'm going to start drawing the cards for each of the signs. If there's one thing you want to get, just make sure you maintain your frame. I'm so happy. I feel so positive right now. I feel like just because we're doing this, it's not only impacting us, but the world, because each one of us is going to take what we've learned and share it with someone else, who's going to share it with someone else, who's going to share it with someone else. So definitely keep this in mind. I'm going to actually start with Sagittarius this time. So Sagittarius, the card we have for you this week is the Ace of Pentacles. This is going to be a profound week to manifest an idea, a project. Some of you will be making new financial investments. Some of you will be gifted with something that will surely grow the more you nurture and water it. This is a great week to really launch new business ideas and things that will grow, or to give a gift yourself. It's definitely very powerful. Hoener asks, how can we apply sign cards to us? Do we apply it to planets in each house? Yes. So if you're a Sag moon, if you're a Sag rising, if you're a Sag sun, this will be accurate. But if you're not any of those, where is Sagittarius in your zodiac sign? Do you have Venus in Sagittarius? You can apply that to it. Do you have Sagittarius empty, but in your 6th house? Then that's the message for your 6th house. So keep that in mind. Capricorn, for you. Hold on one moment. Okay. Capricorn, for you. Wait. I'm going to add an app real quick. There we go. Oh, snap. Where you at? Anyway, Capricorn, this is definitely going to be a powerful week that really tests how well you believe in what you know. You know, since there's going to be more people who, you know, there are going to be people who talk loud but don't really know anything. And, you know, just because you don't talk as loud doesn't mean you're not necessarily in the know. Oh shit. Oh my god. I'm wanting to put this YouTube app so I can play a song afterward, but oh god damn it, Google. You're so dumb. I give up. I give up. Anyway, Capricorn, the card that we have for you. Jeremy asks, is Mercury the best planet to look at for your personal perspective and frame? Very good question. Yeah. Yeah, some of you, your Mercury might be more accurate than your sun or moon. So definitely check that out. But once again, stay tuned for after I pull the cards. That will be the Q&A. So I'll definitely answer all the questions. And Capricorn, the card we have for you is the Sun in Capricorn card. This is the Sun in Capricorn. This is your week to really actually gain more power. But I don't want to say gain more power because you already have this power. This is a great week to consolidate your finances. Thank you, Simone, for the compliment. This is a very powerful week to really gain more material abundance. You're going to really consolidate a whole lot. Basically, in a nutshell, stability. If you've been worried about stability, you're going to get more stability. And it's talking about you really gaining that firm foundation, especially by setting your frame. Brandy says, I'm not sure if I have a divine partner. I'm a pretty solitary individual. That's great, because don't listen to these people who make it sound like everyone has a twin flame. Not everyone is here to do that. Some people, they're not meant to even have a divine partner until later. Like it's not something that everyone's supposed to have. But those of you who are connected to it, stop doubting yourself. So this is definitely very important. Not everyone is meant to be in a relationship, because some people like to be solitary. Some people they're meant to have a soulmate friendship group. Like they experience that soulmate stuff in the context of a soul group, and that's even better for them than a relationship. So very great point. Plus my spirit guides are hella possessive. So Aquarius, for you, we have the Ace of Pentacles this week. So I would honestly Denali, I don't hate on Leo. I do hate on Cancer though, because I like to poke fun at y'all. But yeah, join with the Sagittarius. Looks like you and Sagittarius are both going to plant new seeds and really gain a great emphasis of what to manifest. I think some of these ideas may be given to you. I'm trying to scratch my nose behind the card. Some of these ideas may be given to you, but I even have the Magician card. So definitely, you know, it's gonna be very positive moving forward. I don't want to take this super literally though, too. I feel like some of this may be an actual magic scene that you can create a beanstalk through. That'll be super positive for you as well. But definitely something to keep in mind. What I kind of gain from this is to go find a Sagittarius and grow something together. Right, we'll see if we pull any more in this club right here. But yeah, whatever ideas you have to launch anything, this will be a really good week to do so. Pisces. We have the Ten of Swords. Pisces, I think you're going to have to kill someone. I think you might have to get away with someone's murder. And that's not really cool. Like, I think you might be chilling, and then someone just pisses you the crap off, and then all of a sudden you come to, and you have a knife in your hand, and you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I just killed them. You know, you're not Scorpio. So Scorpio would lick the blood off the knife and be like, I just killed someone. You might be a little bit jarred because, you know, you just murked somebody. But this could be talking about this week, a certain idea or thought that you have, you just give up on. And you experience a mini form of failure. It's not going to be positive for a lot of you, because some of you have been like thinking towards someplace, and it just might, it just might not go. But this also does denote a victory against evil too, so it can kind of apply anyway. The Ten of Swords is a seemingly negative card, but for some of you Pisces, this is going to be extremely positive, because it's talking about the end of a thought form that maybe you've been against, that now you don't have to deal with anymore. Anyway, Aries. Oops. Aries, for you, the card we have for this week is the Seven of Wands. Yep, y'all thought I was joking. You're going to see Aries play this out great. Aries has Mars, Venus, Uranus. Don't step to Aries. If you don't want them to hit you in the face with this, don't step to Aries. Aries has so much that they're responsible for right now. Aries is like not in the best mood right now. They're dealing with people coming at them sideways. They're dealing with people who they're supposed to partner with, like trying to play games with them too. And it's like, do you really think I'm that stupid? Aries, stand your ground. You're going to achieve victory this week because people are going to say you're wrong. People are going to say you need to change this. And you're like, no, I'm going to be me. Okay? All right? So many people are going to be on your dick. So many people are going to be on your dick. It's not even funny. So just, goodbye. Thank you. All right. Taurus, for you this week, we have, unfortunately, I didn't see the card that dropped, but that was a good question. Taurus, for you, we have the Queen of Wands. Be careful, Taurus. Because this Queen of Wands is going to see your goodies. And when the Queen of Wands wants you, so if you're a Taurus woman or a Taurus man, this is talking about a woman, a very passionate woman who's going to see what you have and she's going to want you. And when the Queen of Wands wants you, bro, all you can do is surrender. Like, you can't tell this woman no. Like, she'll just laugh. When you tell an Aries woman no, she's just like, ha, 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 that's funny. So when are we going to go out? Like, you're not going to be able to dodge this woman. I don't think you're going to even want to dodge this woman. This is talking about a lot of exciting developments. You're definitely going to turn up and bring the energy, but I see this as the presence of a powerful woman who will, like, basically not stop at anything until she has you. She's very hot. The Queen of Wands is like sizzling. So this could be really good. This could represent some of your partners who just decide to, I don't know, have a extra strong libido and use you for sex all week. But keep this in mind. This is someone who actually has very good plans for you and wants to take what you have and bring it to the next level. Gemini, for you this week. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! I'm sorry, because for Magic Mike, I pulled the worst cards for Gemini. Like, everyone got the best cards, and then Gemini got this whack-ass Five of Swords and the Ten of Swords, but it's all good, because this week, Gemini, we have the Ace of Cups, baby. Oh! See, Gemini is Aquarius's 5th house. So this is going to be the week where some of you finish the process of activating supernatural awakened power, but new love. Some of you, you may not get into a relationship this week, but you connect with somebody and your heart is like, you start to feel like this, like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen this week. And it's probably with someone you haven't met because the Ace always says it's new, but it could be someone that you know and they finally share their feelings with you. Gemini, no matter what happens, take it. Even if you're not into them, take that opportunity. Take that opportunity. Trust me. Cancer, for you, also Gemini, some of you may be the ones giving this cup too. So know that whoever you do, it'll be favorable. And don't be shy. Cancer, for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. This is really great. You're definitely going to maintain your frame. The Knight of Pentacles is saying that you're actually going to come into a lot of stability. This is kind of like Capricorn's card, but you will be able to fix your routine and come into a stable, reliable position. Cancer, some of this could be a Virgo friend. This is going to be a man who sees you and is like, ooh, I want to wine and dine you if you're a Cancer lady. And, you know, this may not be a long-term influence, but even if this is someone you know for just this week, get to know this person. Cancer man, Cancer woman, this is going to be someone you can rely on. This may be someone you already know. So go to this person if you need any help with anything. They definitely have something important to share with you. All right. Leo, you fabulous fucks. No, I was joking. I love you, Leo. Honestly, I think Leo is the best sign ever. Even though I say that about Sagittarius and Aries. Oh shit! Someone said I lost connection. Okay, cool. But yes, thank God for Leo, or I would never be happy. Thank you, son. Like there you go. The card we have for Leo. The Wheel of Fortune. This is the card of destiny, and we just had a full moon eclipse in your sign. In about another 2 or 3 months, the North Node is going to shift into your sign. So if you're a Virgo, for the past year, you've been sponsoring destiny. Anytime karma wants to move, it moves through you. You can meet somebody, and all you do is say hi, and you shake hands. Now that person is going to have to deal with a karmic lesson. Leo, this is going to happen to you starting April, mid-April really, and you want to be very mindful about what you're allowing to happen, because there are things behind the scenes and there are things in the air that are going to fall into place. There's change that's going to happen this week. Your luck can turn around in very amazing ways. So keep that in mind. Push your luck, flirt with abandon. Know that you have some abundance behind your back to really push you into what your heart wants. Virgo, the card that we have for you is the Lover's card. Meow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, 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 chicka. So I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. This isn't a Two of Cups card that's all about like love and romance. Some of y'all gonna get laid. This is about having nothing but passionate sex all week. Maybe some of you may not have sex all week, but do what you can to get sexual, go out, mingle, have fun. It's not really so much about having sex as much as it is being sexual. This is very important. The moon, the Aquarius, Virgo is Aquarius's 8th house. So of course it makes sense that we get sex. This is more for your benefit. I'm not just saying this. So it's like, oh yeah, you have sex. Like do what you can to infuse your chakra with sexual yin and yang energy so that you can have fun, so that you can awaken a greater sense of passion. Don't be thirsty out here looking for people to have sex with. So you can have sex on a mental level. It does not have to be physical and on that intercourse, but go out there and flirt with people, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Have sex. Libra, for you. The card that we have for you this. Sorry, I dropped my cards. I dropped my cards for Aries and I dropped my cards for Libra. What's up, Aries and Libra? What y'all planning? What's up? Especially you, Libra. But the card that we have for Libra is the Sun card. So Aries is just going to be beating people upside the head, and Libra is just going to be happy as hell. There's actually so much that's going to clear up for you. It's not even funny. You're going to find yourself in a very happy position. You're going to be a source of joy and illumination this whole week. I think every day is going to bring good news after good news that's really going to help you see clear out into the future for yourself. So this is actually very positive. Keep that in mind. I know I said happiness, but it's even more powerful than what it seems. Like there's going to be some very major life-changing situations that really make you happy. So really keep this in mind. This could be new love. This could be a breakthrough in your career or in relationships. So keep that in mind. Scorpio, the last card. We're not going to do Scorpio. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, I was joking. Scorpio, let me even reshuffle this right now. The card that we have for you, Scorpio, is the Five of Wands. Scorpio, don't believe the hype. There are going to be people competing over you as usual. The five of Wands is the card of competition, but Scorpios don't compete. What the hell? What does a Scorpio look like competing when like 6 other people want them? Like, it does not make any sense. But the Five of Wands is talking about you having to work with people who want to flail the dicks around and act like their ego is the best ego. Just manipulate all of them and take advantage of them and make them do your bidding subconsciously without them even knowing. I think you have full permission to just do that. And we have the Star and the Six of Cups, which is saying this is really the week to connect physically with your soulmate. And expect it in any forms. Scorpio, this is doubly for you because it's saying you may find that there's this internal battle or external battle to almost make you someone, for someone to make you there. So keep in mind of this influence, and know that the energy you're generating through brainstorming with like minds is, it may not seem, it may seem like there's too much struggle and hassle, but it's actually doing something good, and you'll realize later on this week. All right, y'all, I'm open for questions and answers. The last card that I'm going to pull for everyone, especially concerning this divine partner, because for a lot of you, it's going to seem too good to be true. Like, we're moving into Pisces season, so it's going to feel like a dream. Like, shout out to Rosemary in the building. Glad we can have you. The Five of Swords. This is so important. The Ten of Swords. These are the cards I pulled for Gemini yesterday. The Eight of Swords. Yup. All right. I pulled all the mental cards, and your encounter with this partner is going to uncover a lot of the insecurities. Don't worry, it's going to lead to great victory and love. But some of you, you may find that you meet the love of your life, and your first interaction is a horrible argument. Like, instantly, the dark sides of both of you come out, and you just start hurling insults at each other. But know that any negativity that comes to a head is to purge the darkness. Immediately after, there will be positivity that comes about. All right. So keep that in mind. Don't necessarily look for roses and flowers in the beginning. There's going to be a lot of awkward situations and negativity to deal with first. This isn't an effort to test how willing you are to work for this. Are you going to run away at the first sign of difficulty? Or are you going to hold space, hold your frame, and make some magic happen? We shall see. Shout out to everybody who has stayed in tune with me. Dreams definitely do come true. And yeah, y'all, victory is definitely here for you, and abundance to harvest. So I definitely can't complain about that. And yeah, I really do hope to keep this up. Next week, make sure you come with some songs you may want me to play. I'll see if I can get this YouTube app to work and not be stupid and not work. We'll see. Hoener asks, what's up with the 12 and 7 houses for enemies and whatever? Please elaborate and get into the details. Let's say 12 Sag, or Sag secretly all my enemies. So yeah, the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. So at some level, if Sagittarius could be your hidden enemies. Taurus is my 12th house, right? So the Tauruses I know in my life, they're really cool. They really help me, you know what I'm saying? Move forward in life. They're aware of my subconscious, but it's very easy for me. Oh snap, I might have to. It's very easy for me to not be aware that they're planning stuff behind my back. This has actually happened to my mom. She's a Gemini. She had a manager who was a Taurus, and she was so cool to us, but behind our back, she was swindling so much. She was our hidden enemy. So be mindful, like the 12th house is dangerous because of that. Whereas, you know, this doesn't mean that they're gonna, ooh, Aaron, 2088. You're so smart. I do have to play that. But yeah, they don't have to be the sign of your 12th house. If you have Sagittarius on the 12th, it doesn't mean that all Sagittarius are your 12th house. Great question. But this will mean that in terms of philosophy or the nature of the 12th, this could invite hidden enemies. Very good question. You just want to listen to your intuition, because your soul and intuition will not say this person is your hidden enemy, but you'll just feel like you don't want to talk to them, or you'll just feel like you want to smack them in the face and you don't know why. They're reacting to something. Lana Likes You says, I was wondering if I should talk to Pluto with it being on my Scorpio rising. Yeah, you definitely can. When it comes to talking to the planets, this is a decision that you want to make. So you don't necessarily want to feel like they're conditions to. I know I said don't really talk to Pluto, but you do have that Scorp rising. Some of you will just be called to talk to some planets, and it's your decision. Like, you can do it if you want. I don't necessarily want you to feel like you have to ask if it's right or wrong, because then that takes power away from you. So good question though. BJ asks, I feel compelled to apologize to my soulmate for past karmic hurts. Will they freak out if I apologize? Great question. It doesn't matter if they freak out. You should apologize, because on the conscious level, their ego may make them do whatever. On a soul level, they're going to be like, thank you. And then maybe their soul can integrate with their conscious when it comes. But if you're feeling like it, it's because you're feeling that pull. Great question. Because we halt so much stuff and connections because we worry about if others will get it or not. That's why Uranus is like saying, be crazy. Like, it doesn't matter if people don't get it yet. They will soon. I've dealt with this personally. I've told somebody what it was, my connection with them. I've told other people what it was, and they looked at me skeptical. They were like, what? You don't know what you're talking, what? You're weird. Only for like later on for them to be like, oh my gosh, now I see what you mean. You were right. So you owe it to yourself to hold your frame and trust yourself, because you're not getting these for nothing. Lovely asks, how do I channel sexual energy to my crown? Great question. You feel that energy sprout out from the root. Hold on, okay. You feel that energy sprout from the root, and then this is very powerful. Whenever you feel horny, whenever you feel sexual energy, your first instinct is to want to express it. You need to center and focus yourself and literally feel that energy washing through your whole body and then focusing it to your crown. And then from there, when you do make intentions, it's at your crown emitting. So it's very powerful. Great question. Great question. Tiffany says, what if your 12th house is the same as your ascendant? Great question. I use the equal house systems, so that's not really going to be possible if you do that. Interceptions like so, I don't really even acknowledge as real. Certain time zones will shift the houses, so I recommend that you use the equal house systems, or some of you may use whole houses. The equal house will take your rising sign and mark every single house at that same degree. So great question. Ember Incarnation asks, what's Virgo's role? Virgo is the angel who realizes that there's chaos right now, and Virgo notices every single detail. So they are the critics. They nag because they know what's wrong. They know what needs to be fixed. They're here to fix things. So Virgo's role is to fight insanity, because they go to Aries and Gemini, and we don't have enough attention to really want to help. They go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius wants to watch Kevin Gates because Kevin Gates never gets tired. And Virgo just gets frustrated because they do all the work and no one wants to help, but they want to take all the credit. Virgo has to save the world right now because they have to balance the real and the spiritual. They have to deal with stupid people like me who believe in aliens and reptilians. And they have to actually integrate people's psychological understanding with others who believe in delusions and people who don't have their habitual patterns right. And I was being sarcastic. I really don't feel like I'm stupid because I believe in aliens. But this is that kind of mindset that rational, critical Virgoan mind is going to have. Virgo is the angel clan. The archangels are rebelling because the gods and goddesses are in sleep and stasis. You know how Beerus and these gods and goddesses with their pretentious asses, they'll just be like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep for another 10,000 years. Hold the fort for me, will you, my angels? And when they go to sleep, that's when, you know, certain rebellious archangels are like, hey, God's asleep. I can get away with some stuff. And God will just like snap them on the finger. And the angels don't like this. Angels aren't like archangels who have consciousness. Angels just devote themselves, Virgo, to God. So they don't like when people kind of get off the road. It's very precarious. And this is actually what's evolving. If you're a Virgo right now, you're redefining your role with these frames. So definitely keep that in mind. Shea Wilson asks, I have a Cancer friend whose sun is in the 12th house, and he wants to know what it means in this time. It means that he has a profound awareness of what everyone feels and of what the emotional vibrational climate is around them. It's one of the most toughest 12th house placements to have because you can't hide your feelings. You know how everyone's feeling. It opens you up greatly to energetic vampires, and you're just supremely psychic, but you don't know how to understand your own power because there's no one else to relate to. It's an extremely difficult position actually, but it refines one's holiness to divinity. So they're going to be isolated because they can't chill with just anyone. If vibrations are putrid, they can't even be there. That's what makes it challenging. But it makes someone, he's probably one of the most psychic people in the entire world. So there's the flip side there. Great question. Nicola asks, is Mars and Sun in Virgo 12th house considered bad? Great question. If it can be bad if you make it bad. If you express the negative qualities of it, it's going to be bad. If you express the positive qualities of it, it'll be perfect. So remember, good and bad is just a frame. You have to set it. There's no such thing as a bad or good placement. It just depends on how you express it. Lord Azibe asks, Mike, I have Pisces and Mercury, end of the first house. Do I interpret both the first house and the second house? Oh, good question. It's at the end of the first house, right? I have my sun in the first, at the very end of the first, and I'm for sure a first house sun. You want to see the houses like literal rooms. So if it's at the end of the house, then if you look at the room, then it's at the very end. Right before the door to the second house, it's at the end. So it's still in the first house. Very good question. Sometimes they can blend. Maybe it's like holding the doorknob to go in the second, but it's going to be more first than it is second. Aaron says, should you keep interceptions in your chart? You can. I don't personally. I think it's a waste of time. I would you could literally perceive how it could work, but it's misleading. I would honestly not even really acknowledge it. But acknowledge interceptions if you incorporate other house systems. So you can base interceptions based off on other house systems that don't have interceptions. So if you had an intercepted sixth house, run it in the equal house system, look at where the sixth house is, you can see this intercepted house is in the sixth house. But that's kind of blending houses and charts. It's a little bit confusing, which is why I say just use like an equal or whole sign house system so you don't get too confused. Rosemary asks, what planets, conjunctions, house should we look for into the potential divine partner's chart? Sun and moon. If your north node is on someone else's vertex, you're destined to marry them. And destined to marry them means if you actually try and marry them, fate and destiny will take over. Look for north node conjunct nodal planets, vertex nodal conjunctions. Sun and moon is a soul tie. The man's sun and the woman's moon, but also the woman's sun and the man's moon. All right. Actually, the man's sun in a masculine zodiac sign is more potent with that conjunction. And then if it's in a feminine zodiac sign, the woman's sun will hold the powerful soul link. Or regardless of gender, actually, too. As far as houses, 8th house is for merging. That's why Capricorns secretly are in love with Leos. Leos lose it for Pisces, even though they can hate them. These are signs that bring out that desire and prepare you for the 9th house connections, your second marriage, actually. So something important to keep in mind. There's so many ambiguous, Venus sextile Mercury could be that most important aspect because the other person's chart ruler is Venus and the other person's chart ruler is Mercury. So it's really infinite what combinations you can get. Really great question. If you're going to look for sun first, look for sun-moon conjunctions, nodal conjunctions with key points on certain houses. Look for Venus-Pluto. Venus-Mars is sexy as hell for sexual compatibility. But yeah, sun-moon really is the most important. Moon-Mars is good too. It's been really hard for me to get moving. Saturn's transiting my 12th, and I really feel lethargic. I don't want to feel like I'm only living in my head. Will the ritual help me align? Asked Olivia. Yes! Everyone who's taken a 33-day ritual, comment your results because I've seen people's lives change. Remember, the ritual is aligning you to connect with these beings and to heal yourself. Olivia, great question. The ritual will do more than help you align. It'll change your entire life. So definitely do it. Lovely Mandisa asks, how do I balance this fake reality with my moon in Leo 12th house energy? Great question. Your moon in Leo does not want to be trapped in the 12th house. You need to balance it with the unconditional love through your soul that you're here to share. People won't get it, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if they get it because this reality is fake. And every time you share your soul, you share some of the real there. So definitely positive, definitely powerful. Thanks for everyone who's been tuning in. I'm going to answer more questions, but thanks for everyone who's been tuning in and who's dipping out right now. We're going to keep this up every week. I really, really, really do enjoy this. I think this is amazing. I really think this is going to be a source of connection, and we've already set the week ahead, so it's definitely powerful. Dominic asks, Aaliyah says, what's so funny is hidden enemies and divine partners sound so similar today. Anger and arguments surrounding both. Discernment is key. Some of you will find out your hidden enemy is your divine partner. And if you want to understand that, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the relationship between Gemini and Sag, but it goes beyond that. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, some of you are going to have relationships like that. So get ready. Mixed with Spy Kids. It's weird as hell. Dominic asks, why does everyone want to be my fucking friend? Dominic's a Scorpio, people. I'm sorry, that's fucking hilarious. I don't know, Dominic. Maybe because through the vehicle of friendship, you could probably find love. I don't know. I know you don't want love. You feel you're gonna be single forever, but it's all good. Because I've been asking the same question to myself. I'm like, why the hell is everyone getting friendly all of a sudden? So that's a really good question. Be very mindful. Some people want to be your friend because they see something they want from you. And some people want to be your friend because they think you're cute and they want to, I don't know, get something they want from you. So definitely a good question. It's got me thinking like, oh, why are people getting extra friendly? But Shea asks again, what can I know romance and about the people around me? What can I know about romance and the people around me? What you should know about romance and the people around you is that it's being redefined based on how you define yourself. So if you're the old person who was hurt and that old stuff hurt them, that's what they're going to react off of. If you're this new empowered being, then things will change to align with that. Ebony asks, what's in store for us Leos with Leo North nodes? Ooh, that's one of the best questions that have been asked. Your karma is going to reactivate, not that it wasn't activated before. You're going to finish off all the old karma for the past 10 years and start a whole new cycle. And you're going to champion and pioneer the entire world over how to deal with this North Node and Leo lesson of love. You're going to show people how to open their hearts and to really step into greater realities because of love. Great question. Lord Azibe asks again, also, Mike, I have Neptune in 12. Do you have an example of how that interacts? Neptune in the 12th is very subtle. Neptune in the 12th is going to interlap your whole reality with vibrations that key you in to the subconscious influences that affect. So if you don't have a sun in the 8th or the 4th that trines this or sextiles this, you may not be aware of this influence. If you have a square to this, a semi-sextile, you may be blind to this influence. So it really does help you tap in to the other realm. Neptune in the 12th is actually great for lucid dreaming and astral projection, although there may be a challenge that comes to it, but it also kind of protects you at a certain level if well aspected to Saturn from spiritual, energetic incubi or succubi. It could attract them, but this is what helps with the protection to make you aware on an intuitive level. Neptune in the 12th house also makes people supremely intuitive. Cece asks, I keep meeting men that are Virgos with the same B-day or the same names or similar characteristics. Is this past karma? Ooh. It's not past karma. It's an opportunity for you to move forward with a new action. And maybe you've done different things for each people, but it's not past karma. It's an opportunity to move forward into forward karma. Great question. Pluto Brown, Essence Brown asks, if Pluto is conjunct the ascendant, but it's in the 12th, do I read it as in the 1st or the 12th house? You read it as in the 12th house, but you're going to blend it as both, similar to that other question, because in the composite, in the progression chart, Pluto is going to eventually progress past the 12th, and it'll become a 1st house too. But you still want to read it as the 12th house in Pluto. Cassidy asks, what would you say if my Saturn falls into my soulmate 7th house? Saturn in someone's 7th house makes you willing to make the relationship work. It actually leads to stability in relationships, but not without challenge, because it will also test your ability and your partner's ability to stay committed to each other. But it's actually really good because it gives you the desire to want to stay committed to the relationship that you have. Definitely powerful. Jeremy asks, what are your opinions on open relationships? Open relationships are the future. Like, humanity is still getting over this monogamous curse that kind of stains relationships. I have a Venus in Taurus, so I love monogamy. I'm gonna just be honest. Open relationships are progressive though, and you're going to see a lot of these young kids actually doing it the way it's supposed to be done. It's already being done. Like, there's a girl who has a boyfriend, but then she also has another boyfriend, and both of the dudes are cool with it. This is actually a evolution of the relationship construct that you're going to see more in prevalence 20 years from now. And it's going to allow other people to connect with who they have to do without guilt. When it works, but not everyone is mature enough to really make it work as much. Shout out to Ruth Cole in the building, holding your frame and thinking of dancing. All right. Aaliyah, what's Libra's role as well? Confused, as Libra likes to appeal to all sides, but how does that fit into a war? Libra is one of the hardest signs to have integrity in because Libra and Capricorn are getting tempted. These are the signs that kind of bring justice and order. So if Libra people could be tempted to be bad and corrupt their power and let it get to their heads, the more people who do that, the more you'll see government corruption. So Libra's role is to work with Virgo and put everything in order. They're the heroes. Libra's role is to actually pair people together. If you notice, when people fall in love, there's always an angel involved. All right? This is something you have to know. Two people don't just fall in love. When falling in love is a process that requires at least one archangel. And Libra governs who's going to get together. Relationships is the air element. Gemini governs the communication and the thoughts and ideas that will connect two people and establish a rapport. Aquarius governs the places that they both like to go to. Libra governs who gets together. Okay, so there are Libra people who are probably studying accounting right now, but their higher self is in the library pairing this person together, making sure this person notices that person. Like, ask yourself when you get with someone, see how much a Libra was directly or indirectly involved. So very important. Because just like there's an archangelic squad that's represented by Leo, that Libra, that's here to get people together. There's an archangelic squad that's here to make sure people don't get together. That's the dark side of Libra. So, you know, it's not that all Libras are bad. Some of them are really good. They're the ones that are really making sure things work out. You know what I'm saying? They're very powerful. Lux Kai says, does Sun in the 12th make you your own worst enemy? It can. Sun in the 12th house makes you aware of the influences that you self-sabotage yourself with. But it can also give you your best superpower. Because the 12th house is the house of superpowers. That's why you have to undo yourself so that you can be reborn with the influence of the 8th and transcend. You transform with the 8th, you transcend with the 12th, which requires nothing but surrender. Great question. Essence Brown asks, and with the abductions, if you come in dreams, would you remember them? You don't always remember them. Some people believe that if you don't remember your dreams, it's not really real, but you won't always remember them because it's like the Men in Black where they do and you forget. And so that's why you owe it to yourself to really spend hours to master. Like, gone are the days where astral projection is just a luxury. We have to master this. We have to be able to master our own spiritual energy so that we don't get pimped by these beings who are more, you know, versed in this. Jeremy asks, when your Mercury is in a fire sign, does your frame manifest from a more spiritual place, more so than a mental place? Yes. Very good question. Yes, it does. Yes, it actually does. When Mercury is in a fire sign, your frame and your thoughts manifest from a raw place and authentic before it gets filtered by the other elements. Very good question. Simone the Realist asks, what does it mean if you're a Capricorn, but your sun is in Virgo, 12th house? That makes absolutely no sense. Maybe you meant like, no, you couldn't have meant Capricorn rising. Maybe you meant a Capricorn moon. And then your sun is in Virgo. It definitely makes you someone who is profoundly aware at a divine level of all the details and then gives you a soul insight on what to do with that perspective. It's actually super gangster, actually. BJ Gamble said, that's why Virgos were created, to help us Geminis. Somebody give BJ Gamble a drink. Somebody give BJ. I could not have said it any better. Honestly, Sagittarius created Virgos to help Geminis and Sag, because Sagittarius created the world and it was like, I need angels to help me rule these creations because I'm going to party and I don't want to take responsibility for shit. Virgo, I need someone to do all my work. You know that person who is like, we're going to make them do all our classwork and we're not going to do anything. Virgo, that's you nerds. Oh, yes. All right. Obi asks, Gemini is my 12th house. Is that why we don't get along, Peace Dealer? Obi, I love you. I thought we got along. What are you talking about? This is news to me. Oh my God. I thought I was like your Niger bro in this. I'm taking offense to this right now. Oh my God. I thought we were cool. I don't even know how to answer that question. I think we get along, Obi. So I don't know how to answer this. But yeah. And then you ask again, what does it mean to have Leo in one's 3rd house? Leo in one's 3rd house is awesome. As a Gemini, every Gemini has a 3rd house Leo. So a Gemini rising or Leo in the 3rd house means that your mental expression comes from a heart-centered place. This is what makes us so extra. We can just laugh at our ideas. Every time you think, you generate heart energy. It's actually very dynamic because that makes your 5th house Libra and it adds creativity through relationships. So a 3rd house Leo cusp means you generate love through your ideas and you generate a mindset of love so that your philosophy, your 9th house Aquarius, is that of knowledge. It's actually one of the most gangster 3rd house places ever. Shashay, there we go. Sorry for mispronouncing it. There we go. Christine asks, hey Mike, what happens if this new moon passes and a single me doesn't meet their partner? Very good question. You really want to tune in, because you will meet your partner. Some of you, on a vibrational sense, there's an actual you know what I'm saying, there's an actual union. But if you don't meet your partner, I don't want you to think that means you're not supposed to have a partner, but I don't necessarily want for you to feel like, oh, it wasn't meant to happen. The Hanged Man in the tarot, which is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is a vibration that's going to bring this in with the new moon in Pisces. You need to be able to look at things from another perspective. So it's not that you didn't meet your partner. Maybe you did meet your partner, but you both haven't recognized each other. So this is, although I did say recognition will happen before this new moon. So it's a very good question. If nothing really happens by then, it's nothing wrong with you, but I don't want you to think that it's delayed. And I also don't want you to think that you're not meant to have it. I would really try and switch your perspective and perception of this. Keep in mind that going into this new moon, if you're projecting and setting the frame that you're not going to meet a partner, you are not going to meet a partner, because you've closed the door. And that's very important. But at the same time, I don't want you to go out here waiting like, I'm going to meet my partner. I'm going to meet my partner. All you have to do is just set your frame, do you, and focus on that. Dorian Noel asks, how does this Virgo and Jupiter relate to this? How does the Virgo and Jupiter relate to this? Jupiter is in Libra right now, but Jupiter and Virgo last year related to this because all of our lifestyle lessons had to be shifted. That's why it was such a shitty year for so many people, because people have horrible habits, and those habits got expanded so that you'll have to change it with the mutable nature of Virgo. And the North Node has gone over through this too. So, you know, a lot of us are finalizing lifestyle. Some people are working out for the first time or changing their workouts and like actually incorporating their ideas into a way they can integrate and go out into the world. Source Tribe asks, anyone Neptune in the first or Pluto 11th? I personally have Pluto in my 6th and Neptune in my 8th. Christy asks, really feeling like I need to express my Venus Leo in the 5th. Is it because of the full moon we just had? Will it pass? The full moon definitely did bring that out. So yeah, it is. It will pass by the new moon in Pisces, but it's not so much that it's passing and unlocked a new ability for you to really express at this greater level. So you want to feed that, and the Venus and Leo loves expressing. So it's not something that, as a Cancer, you want to hold back. It's a mistake a lot of Cancers make. They just kind of let the Venus and Leo be there, but it's supposed to express. It's supposed to generate drama, because this is where you come into your energy. Ebony asks, I have Leo Sun and Aquarius rising. How do I balance this energy? You balance this energy by being aware of the love in your heart, but staying detached enough to express and be aware of it and come into knowledge about it. So honestly, sometimes you won't be able to balance this because they're so fixed. It's like playing tug of war. So instead of trying to let one side win, you just have to, you know what I'm saying, acknowledge both sides. It's like being hot and cold at the same time. Cassidy Kemper asks, what's the vertex? The vertex, like Black Moon Lilith, is a point in the sky that's calculated based off the position of the moon and the sun. So based on your time of birth, that's how you calculate your vertex. When planets transit your vertex, this indicates fated moments. I have my vertex in my 5th, 6th house in Libra. It's really my 5th house. I have my vertex in my 5th house in Libra. So this, whenever planets kind of aspect this, then karmically, I come into contact with possible relationship potential. When Mars went over my vertex, I didn't meet this person, but I ended up finding out about someone who I had my vertex on their North Node, and I'm destined to get married with. So it's a very important point. You want to see when planets transit this because it's going to trigger cutscenes in your life. Lily asked, my 6-year-old, it was not a question. He came to teach me how to express my emotions. That's amazing. 6-year-old in the 12th house sun, North Node Cap conjunction on your moon. And you're going to teach him self-control. Nice. And Nicola asks, how would you explain Saturn and Uranus in the 3rd house, Sagittarius? Saturn, Uranus in the 3rd house in Sagittarius is a profound quantum ability and skill to change your reality based on your frame setting. Setting frames is the 3rd house, which I didn't mention. And then the lifestyle that you live that affirms that frame is the 6th house. The philosophy you gain from that lifestyle is the 9th. And the ultimate habit and reality is the 12th that you can let go and start a new frame, right? So Uranus and Saturn there, as you think things, it's going to actually generate in the moment. It's very powerful and magical because this is Sagittarius now. Passionate and Loyal asks, how do you like your eggs? Fried. Fried and scrambled, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Source Tribe asks, what does the upcoming new moon mean if it's on the South Node? The upcoming new moon on the South Node will signal a divine remembrance of who you are. This time you're going to be aware of it. This is why I say you need to set your frame. This new moon in Pisces cycle on the South Node is going to remind you of your true spiritual identity, so that after those 28 days, when you go back into Aries, you're like, this is who I am. You need 28 days to actually experience it so that you can now affirm it. The new moon in Aries, really good question. It's the past life. You're aware of who you used to be. Mercury and Neptune are there, so it's divine. Your true divine identity in nature and experience. Lana Likes You asks, is there any significance to 29-degree Lilith? Yes, you have mastered Lilith's vibration. Lilith is going to be exceptionally powerful. And I have a 29-degree Mercury in Taurus. That's why I communicate so well. And I can process things very amazingly. My sister has a 29-degree Mercury in Gemini, so she's even smarter than me. 29 degrees anything is a mastery. Sun, Moon, Lilith. You have now refined Lilith's vibrations and the negative parts of it. You're now teaching others how to transcend from it. Lily asks, transit Pluto is conjunct my Cap Moon. Can you shed a little light? Transit Pluto is conjunct my Cap Moon too. Not exactly, but it's getting close. So what it's doing to us is it's releasing forever old emotional constipations, but it's awakening the true power of our soul. And we're only going to have this for once. So very good question. Just expect a whole lot to be released more. After it goes over, you'll find that you're able to tap in more deeply. Yeah. Aaron M asks, oh shit. I have Venus, Mercury, North Node, and Libra. How the fuck do I deal with all this damn Aries energy? Ooh. It's going to be tough because you have to clap back as well. But just wait until the other people clap back first, because the trick with Libra is you have to wait until other people act before you act. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I want to answer so much more questions, but I do have to go. This is amazing. Join me next week. We're going to do this every week. Make sure you bring some music as well so we can close out with some hymns. But yeah, y'all, stay blessed to close out all this energy that we have gathered. Bless everyone with it. As soon as this broadcast is over, let us be blessed with nothing but serendipity and miracles upon miracles upon miracles. I decided, I hope you do too. And until next week, I love you. Peace.